BBCan 9 was a lot. Big hopes, big personalities, big shoes to fill from the previous year.
It's time for the sequel!
Comes in with
This is crazy. Trust me, bro. Yo, we have to have each other. You already know. Undercover brothers, bro.
All right, let's head inside.
With the new diversity initiatives taking place in the casting, with Arissa being the new EP, with the old house being retaken by nature in a post-apocalyptic, almost too true to life Big Brother world, there is a fitting theme circling this season, and I think it all revolves around one word: survival, at any cost. And it doesn't have to cost much. From the smaller, more intimate, more personal cast, no late arrivals, no day one evictions, no bloat, no larger than life attempts to pack the cast like a bunch of crazy sardines. Usually I can barely tell you who anyone is this early, but BBCan 9 felt different, and I think 14 is a magic number. The twists didn't get in the way of making some magic happen. Often BB producers unintentionally get in their own way with twists, but the team's twist, who, disappeared as quickly as it arrived. The invisible HOH wasn't all that bad. A little corny, but hey, we got a popping cast of chaos. It worked. The fake double got lucky with its story. I think Jed coming back would have been juicy as all get out, but perhaps there is something to suffering the consequences of your actions and not letting people get off scot-free for making huge blunders. Basically, I think Tara coming back wasn't so bad after all, especially given she became the personification of every underdog we tend to see at the end of the season, hanging on by a thread, fighting uphill every battle to stay alive. I turned a new leaf with Tara by the end, and I'm not sure if it was her fervor to never quit, gotta get that new driveway paved, but I found an appreciation to the point where I was totally a-okay with someone once evicted winning the game. Or, in other words, Chris Underwood broke me in half, and here's what's left.
It was Kiefer's idea to get you to use the veto on Bev. Kiefer and Ty. Ty was a good liar.
No way!
Are you guys happy to see me?
I think what's really left in the wake of this season is nothing shy of serendipity. That we didn't have a bloated cast with too many people, that we didn't have any late arrivals, that we didn't have returning players mixed with newbies, that we didn't have egregious twists every other week sponsored by Twistos or, Wendy's, but instead we had what could only best be described as a season that felt like it had learned from past mistakes, from 2 decades perhaps of blueprints to work with. Let's quickly air some grievances. It's unfortunate that Julie didn't get a veto to save her. I didn't care for the team's twist because it was Survivor in a house and I'm here to watch Big Brother, but I appreciate the attempt. That said, keep it fair, give her a chance at a veto. Likewise, the fake eviction was just a little late in the game, too late for my liking. Fake the first jury member out if you gotta, but the storyline was so good after that final 6 and the momentum dropped a bit from there on out. But honestly, that's small beans compared to what we got. That's really it. I mean, also the feeds were up for only like 40% of the season too. Producers, I will pay you big money to break 75. I dare you to try it. Because this cast was certainly breaking 75 in a 50 residential like a madman who needed his fix. I was glued to the feeds when they were up. And I kept up with them all season, something I can't say I do every year. Almost every week was up in the air, legitimately unpredictable, and just when you thought you had it figured out, the feeds were down and all we had left was a final word hours before the eviction with my arms in the air saying, well, I have no clue what's about to happen. And truly, a lot of the time, I got it wrong. Watching the Sunsetters was a joy because they never could figure out how to get it right. And I love them for that, especially given they dominated the season, well, mostly, between evicting Josh or Ro or Kyle or Austin, or why not all of them? Do we work with Ro and Kyle? No, we can't. Or can we? We gotta backdoor Kiefer. Sorry, bro, you're a real big threat and it's only right we break your heart, put you up, and then not vote you out. Wait, what?
The move is to pick up Kiefer. That is the move. I do know that the boys want to talk to you.
Man, it's one of the toughest decisions in this game, like I swear to God.
By a vote of 3-1. Kiefer, you are safe this week.
Why don't you go on the block, Beth? But we got the week of Jedson. Jedson, incredible casting. I know he will get dragged for this move, but I live for this move, for this motivation, for this narrative. Flashbacks to Marcellus, Big Brother Season 3, 20 years ago. This cast couldn't help themselves but make for good TV, just like we've seen before. And at the end of the day, regardless of the good moves or the bad moves, I am here to watch some entertaining people do whatever they can to persist and struggle to survive in a setting where only one person can win. Give me the suspense, the blindsides, the drama, the humanity of it all. That's what I got with Jedson's veto and the trapdoor plan, and dear God, it was good TV. And I think that's it for me. I don't need strong gameplay to have a good season. Do I want good gameplay? Of course. Do I need it? No. I don't need smart tactical decisions to care about the well-being of the players. I need people who want to be there in that house, who strive to survive, who care about winning and playing the game, even if it's not always optimally, which in the case of BBCan 9, it wasn't. If I wanted and needed to watch pure tactical genius, I would watch The Genius or chess, probably chess.
Right now, I'm looking at this game like a game of chess. The queen is the most dangerous piece, and that's Jed. The king would be Beth because Jed would protect her at all costs, but she doesn't seem to want to protect anyone. Tara's the rook. The rook moves in straight lines. In this game, Tara's a straight shooter. The knight is tricky and difficult to read, and you don't know what moves they're going to make. The knight is Kiefer. Brayden is the pawn. In this game, Brayden hasn't made any big moves and has been seen as expendable. And me, I'm the bishop. Here's the thing about the bishop. The bishop needs to work with others to take out the king and/or the queen. All I'm thinking right now is, I gotta make the right moves in this game to hit checkmate.
But real people who don't always have a knack for this sort of type of game that Big Brother asks are sloppy. People are sloppy, and it's within that slop that I find myself caring about what happens. Ty and Bray are one of my favorite final twos, and I was rooting for them both. No matter who won, the math added up, and I could find solace with either champion. Bray was cut from some kind of thread of the old school social game, underrated, overlooked, but I knew there was something there from early on, and I could see him winning on another season. Meanwhile, Ty, just a guy who encapsulates this season so well. In the power position early, made allies with all the right players at the right times, beasted out in the end when it mattered most, and really pulled a 180 when I didn't see it coming. Like most of this season, I was floored by how brutal his flip was, and I just love that it got some respect put on its name so future players may not fear going for the jugular.
I'm the third wheel of a showman. Right.
Then his loyalty to the sauce was done in by a final touch of Beth.
This is personal. It's not about you. It's about winning.
I came here to win. I didn't come here to make friends.
By a vote of 3-0. Jedson, you have been evicted.
Real talk, BBCan 9 is most likely my favorite season of BBCan. Yes, it is still early days and we've got a lot of time to process what just went down, but the entire DNA of what this season is, was, and will probably be remembered for is pretty much everything I could ask for today for the series. I can only hope season 10 keeps the momentum going. And like seriously, real talk, I almost didn't make this video review. I wasn't planning to. I usually don't for international seasons, just a forewarning, but with how this season turned out, I just had to share some thoughts. I really think that this was an all-timer, and between the fantastic cast, the comp design being super balanced, by the way, major props to that, and just the overall story week to week serving us like a buffet, I had to give the producers and the players their dues because this was everything I could have asked for in a modern variant of the game.
Jedson has voted for.
That's my guy. He better.
Deshaun, congratulations, Deshaun! You have won season 9 of Big Brother Canada.
But that's it. Those are my thoughts on BBCan 9. Let me know what you guys thought about this season. Did you like it? Not connect with it so much? Or maybe somewhere in between? I want to thank my patrons on the screen for, you know, gotta say it, keeping it real, get that CFH check. And don't forget, on your way out, if you can't find me anytime soon, I'm likely at the bottom of the ball pit, and I will see you in the next one once I leave us with one last question. Arissa, when are we getting All-Stars?
I can't put into words how I feel right now. Like, it's the best feeling in the world. I was with a lot of big personalities, and like, I'm one of the quieter ones, and it was overwhelming for me. So to think that I could be standing here today was not something I ever imagined.
I love you, bro. I love you. I know, bro.